Tiny's Demolition out of Nashville has done all the interior demo and abatement work. PDI and Green City is going to be taking over from there to do all the structural wrecking. Right now, we're starting in the penthouse on the 19th floor. Got to get those shored up to do rooftop work, get it down to a uniform level on 19. After that, it'll be more consistent of being 2 floors short at a time to support the weight of the excavators. We're going to be flying up here. And then as we start to wreck and get the floor space cleared out, we'll have to start rotating some of the shoring down to one more floor below. So we always have 2 floors supported fully at all times. We'll have to be continuing that process all the way down until we hit the parking garage. And then once we get to the parking garage, we'll fly the excavators back out, switch over to the SK1000, and go back to high reach work on top of the garage.
The shoring guys are going to be here. They're going to keep moving material up to the 18th floor and setting up the shoring.
So right now we're up on the roof level, which is about the 20th floor of this building. We've basically hoisted up a S70 skid steer. We're starting to gather up all the loose steel, the aluminum flashing off the side of the penthouse, and we're loading that into the skip bin, which will then get craned down to the ground level and dumped. The next step is going to be stripping off the roofing. So it's got a tar and insulation roof, so the S70 is scraping that up. Right now we're just stockpiling it until the crane can return our skip bin for us. And then we'll be loading that garbage into the skip bin and hoisting it down as well. This is all in preparation to start the demolition of the penthouse and the roof level of the structure.
Up on the roof, we left this phase to put the outrigger system that's going to be the second layer of protection for demo work on the high rise. There's going to be a total of 14 of them across the parking garage.
So the steel plate goes on it for the protection on the outside of the roadway. So if any material comes, it'll just fall into the building instead of falling out into the roadway. So we got to cut these legs off so they fit perfectly on the angle so you can get a better welds. And then we built these stoppers here, so when we do put it on, it won't slide on us, just for our safety. There's a little bit of work that we got to cut and grind them down, and smooth it out to make it a lot easier for us to weld and stuff like that.
We're currently on level 18. At this point, we have brought down the staircases, the elevator shafts. We have started taking sections of the east wall. For that operation, we used a saw that we attached to one of our machines. As you can see, it has an oil quick shoe. We attach it to one of the 85s. We make a vertical cut, we hammer it, we bring the piece in. On the other side, we're starting to remove slab for level 18. How we're doing it for that specific scenario, we're breaking holes, we're rigging the piece, and we're breaking the squares where we're able to lift them up with the crane and bring them down to the ground level where we're able to process the material, process the concrete, the rebar. So as you can see on that side, we have removed 3 portions of the slab, 1 bay and a half. We're moving to do the next section of the slab. Give me a little bit of winch down so I can gauge it a little bit better. Now we're starting to rig the piece. We're gonna put the chains through. Eventually the piece is gonna be rigged and we're gonna finish hammering all the edges, cut the bar, send the slab downstairs. Now that the piece is rigged, we're starting to break the edges. Once the rebar is exposed, we're gonna cut the rebar. Eventually, when all 3 sides are chipped, all the bar is cut, we're gonna lift the piece, send it downstairs. Now that all the rebar is cut, we're gonna hoist the slab downstairs. So below the active demolition, we have at least 2 stories shored up to make sure that we keep the building structurally sound and to bear the weight of the equipment that we have up above.
We have been working doing top-down demolition. The building was 253 feet tall at the beginning, and we took 160 feet off of it. That has turned it into a 93-foot building that we're now demolishing from the ground up with large equipment.
We've got our Kobelco 1000. It's configured with the short tab boom, and we've also added a 10-foot extension to get a bit more reach. So we have had to build up a bit of a pad with some material to get to the top of the 9th floor. The reason we're using the short configuration rather than the high reach boom is because this allows us to have a larger attachment on the end of the machine. Currently we're running a LaBounty UPX950 with a pulverizing jaw, and we're basically working this building in a bottom-up fashion. So when I say that, it means we're starting with the lower floors. Gerard, he's in one of the 490s, and he'll chew out the basement floor and the first couple of floors above that. And then the 1000 will take over and work the floors from the bottom to the top of the building, and then bring the beams and the columns down from the top down. So as demolition progresses along Madison Avenue, we have our crane holding a demolition screen. What that's doing is preventing any of the aluminum siding on the parking garage from falling out, and also stopping any small debris as we're demolishing the beams and columns right along the road edge. So it's just a safety precaution that we typically do when we're close proximity to traffic and pedestrians.
This process now is going to go very quickly. As we progress, we're going to work our way all the way down the roadside and then do the west side along Pauline. Once that's done, there'll be the 2 cores left in the center of the job. We can eliminate the crane, and that'll free up a lot of space so that we can have 2 operations going at once, demolishing and trucking.